night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London. We're doing a nighttime devotion from the devotional Conflict and Courage by Ellen White. The title for today, He Made Things Right. Luke 19 verse 10. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. The chief among the publicans, Zacchaeus, was a Jew and a detested man by his countrymen. His rank and wealth were the reward of a calling they abhorred and was regarded as another name for injustice and extortion. Yet the wealthy customs officer was not altogether the hardened man of the world he seemed. Beneath the appearance of worldliness and pride was a heart susceptible to divine influences. Zacchaeus had heard of Jesus. In this chief of the publicans was awakened a longing for a better life. He felt that he was a sinner in the sight of God, yet what he had heard of Jesus kindled hope in his heart. Repentance, reformation of life, it was possible even to him. Zacchaeus began at once to follow the conviction that had taken hold upon him and to make restitution to those whom he had wronged. Already he had begun thus to retrace his steps when the news sounded through Jericho that Jesus was entering the town. Zacchaeus determined to see him. In the presence of the multitude, Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And Jesus said unto him, This day is salvation come into your house. There are those who have had very meager opportunities, who have walked in ways of error because they knew no better way, to whom beams of light will come. As the word of the Christ came to Zacchaeus, today I must abide at thy house. So the word will come to them, and those who were supposed to be hardened sinners will be found to have hearts as tender as a child's, because Christ has ordained to notice them. Many will come from the grossest error and sin and will take the place of others who have had opportunities and privileges but have not prized them. They will be accounted the chosen of God, the elect, the precious. And when Christ shall come into his kingdom, they will stand next to his throne. He made things right. So this is focusing on Zacchaeus, who was a tax collector, or as they said here, a customs officer, a very wealthy one. And this is also, as it said here, he was known for injustice and extortion. And he was abhorred by the Jews. Even though he was a Jew, he was detested by his countrymen. And yet when he heard about Jesus, it was kindled in his heart of hope that he might be saved. He knew how he must have known of the views about him. And he probably didn't enjoy it, but he loved the wealth that he gained. Excuse me. But this is the difference, probably the difference between, and if you notice from the previous couple of devotions that were about the rich young ruler, again, who was very wealthy. But look at the difference. They both had an experience with Jesus. The rich young ruler was able to speak to Jesus and say, how might I be saved? I've kept all your commandments. I've done everything we're supposed to do by the law. How might I enter the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus says, give all you have to the poor and follow me. And then Zacchaeus, who is very rich once again. And he is touched by the presence of Jesus. And instead of saying to Jesus, how might I be saved? He said to Jesus, behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and everything I've taken from anyone by false accusation, I will restore them fourfold. And Jesus said to him, salvation has come to your house. Zacchaeus knew what he had done wrong, how he had done wrong. And he committed it all to those that needed, just so he could follow Jesus. Did he have to follow Jesus? Don't know. Well, from here it doesn't say, but Jesus said, salvation has come to your house. So the difference there being is, even though the rich young ruler could see who Jesus was, he wasn't convicted to do what was needed to be done. And when Jesus told him what he needed to do, as I said, there was no conviction, so he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to give away all his wealth. But Zacchaeus, without actually saying anything to him, as in Jesus saying anything to him, Zacchaeus just automatically was convicted to say, everything I have, I will give to where it's needed. And then Jesus said, today I must abide at your house. I'm coming to see you. How blessed would you feel if Jesus wanted to come and stay at your house? Would you give up your bed? Would you have food, or would you run around preparing food? Would you be the Mary or the Martha? How about the Mary that washed his feet and dried them with her hair? How would you be?